And welcome to the Tanana River boat launch just outside Fairbanks, Alaska. We've got all of our boats put together here and we're about to hop on the river. It's about 60 river miles to the town of Nenana downriver. It's all wilderness between here and there. So it's gonna be a fun trip. We're expecting it to be overnight. It was sunny like an hour ago, but it looks like we're gonna be paddling in the rain for a lot of this trip. So it's time to throw the boats in the water and let's take off. All right, first paddle strokes out onto the river. It's, what time is it? 2:20. If we can cover anywhere from like 20 to 40 miles tonight, that would be good. Which should be this speed right here, which is sort of drift speed, is 4 miles per hour at the moment. There's been places where just no paddling drift speed is 4.5, and there's been places where it's been 3.5. It varies back and forth. And then if I just put in like a moderate amount of effort, not even really going hard, I get to between 7 and 8 miles per hour. I'm gonna put a little more effort in right here because it looks like there's a sandbar right there that I don't want to get swept into, so I'm gonna... Yeah, so we're kind of caught in a current that's pulling us back to the right of this island. And I think we want to go left. I guess it doesn't really matter ultimately. But just a few hard strokes and it looks like I've just broken past the inflection point, whatever you call it there, the saddle of the flow field. And we're going left now. So we've got over here like the wreck of some sort of boat. I have no clue what kind of boat, but just the hulk of an old boat sitting beached on the edge of the river there. This is actually like a split, so one channel goes this way and one channel goes that way, and it looks like it washed up right in the middle. Can we get in right there? Yeah. Would that be calm water that we could approach that boat from? Yeah. I want to scout it. Be prepared to go for that if it works. Yeah, we can walk up from here. There she is. Got some quite gross mud here on the beach. We just pulled in here on a little spot because we realized we could kind of access this this wreck and check it out.
Your mom can access this wreck.
That didn't seem entirely safe. Is there a better way up there?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna just walk around the front, see what we see. Oh yeah, there's ladders. Oh, this was registered in Nenana. The boat was the Yukon from Nenana.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's got its nameplate right here.
No shit. Hi, I'm Jason.
Okay, we have successfully climbed a ladder. Let's check this thing out. So safe? They don't look very safe.
They walked up it.
I'm gonna step on the edge where it's reinforced.
Go to the rail because I went.
So, got the glass from the windows on the floor. Here's a control panel of some sort.
There's something out of a video game. Right? Like Uncharted or something?
Yeah. Got some sticks here. That one's got good spring pressure on it, hydraulic pressure still. Well, this is a cool spot.
This is a cool spot.
Look at that flipping beer can right on the tip of that stick. Who even put that there? How did they do that? Is that a stove?
Is that a what?
A stove, an oven, a range?
It's so hard to tell.
It totally is.
It really is, yeah.
Because this is the oven door right here.
And then this is a refrigerator.
And then if we look out here, there's the holes where the range tops were, whatever you call those things. And yeah, this is a refrigerator. Got one of the engines right here. And there's another one over there that's missing its valve cover. 6 cylinders.
Turbines, right?
It's a 6-cylinder engine. It's starting to actually rain a little bit. And not just be dreary. We're actually getting raindrops at the moment, so I'm gonna throw the old rain hat on. Coming up on 24 river miles since we left Fairbanks now. And there's just a huge amount of wood right here. Let me rotate the boat so you can see it in camera. There's a huge amount of wood just piled up. Sort of in the middle of the river channel. I suspect this is actually a really shallow sandbar to catch all that right there. But wow, there's a lot of downed wood just trapped right here. You want to stay out of that sort of thing. It can be quite dangerous if you get swept into it with current. You don't want to get pinned against it or pushed under it. Anyway, we're going to be looking for a campsite soon. We had in mind that we wanted to do roughly 25 miles tonight, and we're closing on that pretty soon. So it's time to start keeping an eye out for a good spot to pull in and camp. So we just rolled past mile 26, and there's an island coming up on the right that looks somewhat promising for camp. Now what I'm looking for in a campsite, several things. I want it to be fairly open because that'll keep the mosquitoes down. I want it to not be muddy. I want it to be accessible, like I would prefer for it to slope into the water rather than a big cut bank. Now I'd like a nice eddy that makes it easy to pull the boats in. Now that's a lot of things to ask for, so we may have to settle for only some of the above. I think no mud in particular might be a big ask on a day like this. But this is looking workable. I want to try to catch this, catch in right here. It looks like there's like a tiny eddy maybe. See if I can get in there and check it out. The vegetation level looks nice here. Let me rotate in so you can get a look as I roll past. There's no large amounts of vegetation that could hold a mosquito nest, mosquito breeding ground, but there's enough to keep the ground firm, which will help with the sandy muddiness. There's a couple of looks like bufflehead ducks. There they go. I don't know if you can see them, just took off in front of me. They were parked right up in here, so that might be an indication that this is a good spot to pull in. It's the best spot we've seen. It does look a bit muddy for the access, but I think we can deal with that. I want to pull over and give it a closer check. So this is potentially our island for the night. There's a big old set of moose tracks walking through the mud right here. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that was a deep hole. That was a deep hole. Let's walk up here. Let's not walk in the gully. More moose tracks. Definitely a moose that hangs around on this island. They're all over. All over. Some sort of a canine type prints right here, I think. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm guessing a wolf. I don't even know what those tracks are. They're quite small. Some moose poop. Moose poop right here. There's just all sorts of signs of life on this island. Haven't seen any critters yet, but the critters are definitely hanging out here. More moose tracks. Looks like something ate itself a seagull right here. I'm not sure if you can actually hear this in my lav mic, probably not. I'll see if I can get a recording here in a moment. But there's two, I think they're peregrine falcons circling around out here. They probably have a nest on this cliff face. Peregrines like to nest on cliffs. Okay, inside the tent here, I've got my cot assembled. Next thing is the sleeping pad. Quilt isn't quite lofted up yet because it's been packed away all day, but it should loft up by bedtime. Dinner tonight. Nor's sides, cheesy cheddar, and maybe some instant potatoes. We'll see.
How do I know if this wings? I don't know. I'm cold.
Come on. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station WXJ81 in Fairbanks. The current time is 4:48 a.m. Alaska Daylight Time. These are the 4 a.m. observations from the local area on Monday, May 29th. Here is the zone forecast for Middle Tanana Valley. Today, widespread showers. Highs in the mid-50s. South winds to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, numerous showers. Lows in the lower to mid-40s. Southwest winds to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, numerous showers in the morning, then scattered showers in the afternoon. Highs in the upper 50s. Southwest winds to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with scattered showers.
All right, pushing off from shore. 10:30, 10:40 maybe, Monday morning, Memorial Day. And we've got something like 30 miles to cover still. So let's head out into the quicker current in the middle and let's see how fast the flow is. Looks like we got a headwind, that kind of sucks. Pushing up a few waves. It's gonna make it slow. 1 hour update. We've been on the river for an hour now since we left camp. Covered 4.4 miles. It's kind of been in and out. Sometimes we'll be fighting the wind and the current's low and we'll have to struggle to do 3.5 miles per hour. And then there's times like right now, we're still sort of going into the wind, but I'm at a pretty moderate effort level and we're doing 6 miles per hour. So it's just kind of hit or miss. It's averaged out to 4.5 miles per hour so far. I'm not sure exactly how far we need to go today to Nenana. By the map, it looks like 25 miles, but the actual river mileage will be longer. So maybe 30. So at a 4 mile per hour average, we're actually doing 4.5, but to make the math easy, at a 4 mile per hour average, that would take about 7.5 hours. And we're an hour in now, so we'd be looking at 6.5 more hours from here. That would have us there at roughly, it's 11:40 now, 12, that would have us there about 6 p.m. We'll see how that works out. 47 degrees right now, by the way. My fingertipsies are kind of cold. Kind of wish I was wearing full finger gloves, but the rest of my layers are working well for me. Feeling comfortable other than the fingertips. Coming up on a little cabin we spotted next to the river. From a distance I thought it was like a hunting cabin or something, but as we get closer it looks abandoned. And it looks like actually the bank has been cut out so much that the cabin's not long for life here. It looks like it's going to go in the river. Do not trespass. Private property. There's a newish looking ladder. Yeah, check out the corner of this thing is just hanging right over the water. I was going to pull in and check it out, but I guess we'll respect the private property sign. That's cool though. Just wanted to show you what it looks like in the windier segments. We've got the wind coming straight at us from the front, from downriver here. And it's pushing up a lot of chop in the water that we're having to bounce around and cut through. I think it'll be better once we make this turn here and we're not going straight into the wind. Time for the 2 hour update. We have covered 8.6 miles at an overall average speed of 4.2 miles per hour. I just noticed when I turned the camera on, there's another group of paddlers coming down through here. I've never seen other paddlers on this river, but there's 2 people in a tandem kayak, it looks like there, and 2 people in a canoe over there. And they look to be moving significantly faster than me, so they've probably got the good current over there. Maybe I should move to that side of the river. So we're at 9.3 miles today, which should be roughly 35 miles since we left Fairbanks. Just want to point out that my map says the river goes that way, and it clearly doesn't. That is not the river. Instead, the river goes this way, which is not on the map. But this is rivers. They change course. They move around over time. You may not think it, but they do. You may not think it be that way, but it do. Some other sort of structure here right on the side of the river. I'm not sure. It kind of looks like it was, well, I guess maybe it was a cabin that's had the bank cut out from under it. There's also an eagle nest in the tree right above it. You can see that in the camera. But it looks like the front door of this shack thing is just hanging over the water now. We'll give it a slow cruise by. Don't want to stop, but we'll check it out. The wind blowing the door there. Or maybe it's haunted. Let's break back out of this eddy into the main current. A little wobbly there. Kind of a strong eddy line. 3-hour update, and we've just passed mile 13 for the day, which is like maybe 39 overall for the trip. We're making better time now. So we finally passed a point where the river makes a big bend to the west, and we're going to be going predominantly westward from here on out. All morning we've been going mostly south-southwest, and that's been like directly into the wind, and that's been slowing us down a lot. So now that we've made this bend and we're going to be going mostly westward, the wind's going to be coming from like my 10 o'clock instead of my 12 o'clock, and that helps. We've had a 4.3 mile per hour average most of the morning, but since we've made the bend, I've been keeping about 6 miles per hour pretty easily. I'm passing by this cliff face here, and up near the tops, don't know how well it'll show up in the video, but there's like dozens of tiny holes. I think those are swallow nests. The bird swallows, they like to dig holes into dirty, muddy cliff banks. That's where they nest at. 4-hour update. We're at 17.5 miles covered so far today, which is roughly 43 total. I think we're closer to Nenana than we thought we were. It's really strange that we got rain all day and wind on the day that we decided to do that, because both of those things, especially the rainy, because rainy days are really not that common in interior Alaska. I just noticed by the shore over here, I don't know if you can see in the camera, that there's 2 swans. I think it's swans on shore. Let me grab the other camera and I can get a closer shot of that. Oh, not that close actually. This is still too wide of a lens for this, but it's got to be better than the GoPro. Do we call this 4:43 update? Not quite 5 hours. 4 hours 45 minutes of paddling today. That's the Nenana cell phone tower right in the center of the screen here on top of that ridge. And just above the trees in the center of the screen there, we can just see the top of, I think it's the railroad bridge. It's one of the 2 bridges in Nenana, either railroad or highway. But we're close. We can see parts of Nenana. I think we're actually still like 5 miles away because there's a big river bend that we have to go around. But we should be there soon. There's a structure here, right on the banks of the river, just upstream of Nenana. Something in the back of my brain wants to say this is a fish wheel, but don't take that as gospel. I'm not 100% sure how a fish wheel works. I think it has those 2 scoopy net things that dip into the water, and like a fish swims into it and it literally scoops them out of the water. I think that's how it works, but it sounds really stupid when I say it, so I don't know. And there we have the railroad bridge entering Nenana. This is like the gateway into town. It's like the finish line for us. Let's see what we're looking at here. 24.2 miles so far today. We're gonna get a few more before we get to the actual takeout. But let's just call it 25 miles for the day, maybe 24 and a half. And total of 50 miles. That's actually less than I thought we were gonna be. I thought we were gonna be 60 miles, so I'll just start working my way over towards the left bank here, because that's where we're gonna wanna take out. But yeah, here we are. We made it. We even made it actually earlier than I predicted, didn't we? 5 o'clock. I think I was predicting around 6 o'clock. And here we are pulling up to Nenana. That's like the cargo boat docks, I guess, down there. It's too tall for us to use. We'll have to use this muddy beach right here. But that works for me. Right next to the Railroad Museum, they've got an old Alaska Railroad car right there. So we covered 24.8 miles today. And it looks like about 51 miles total. So this was a shorter trip than I thought it was. I could swear I've done this trip before and GPS logged it and got 60 miles. But maybe, because that time I was like just letting the current take me wherever, whereas this time I was trying to cut off river bends to go to the inside where it made sense to shorten the distance. So maybe that made 10 miles worth of distance over the course of the trip, who knows? But I guess I'll change this trip in my mind. I had it logged as a 60-mile trip, and I guess I'll change it to a 50-mile trip. Either way, I'd call that a success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.